So I'd like to talk about something that I've been asked quite a bit about from buyers. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeff Highmark. I work for Caldwell Banker Tomlinson, Moses Lake, Washington. I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the state of Washington. I also have my limited practice officer's license, though it's currently inactive. That means I'm a licensed real estate closer too. I have some experience with something that's come up as a question and kind of a concern for a number of buyers that I've talked with, and some of them have actually been burnt on this before. So, something that I'd like to discuss is it's called a very commonly called a rent to own sort of circumstance. So you're a tenant maybe at a property, and you have some sort of spoken agreement with your landlord. Maybe it's a friend or something along those lines that you're going to rent their place and have the option to purchase that property. And maybe some of the terms include that part of your rental payment will go towards the eventual purchase of the property. Well, what many people don't know, or what I've seen happen pretty frequently, unfortunately, is that these tenants will get into these circumstances, believe that they have this ability to purchase the property through their rental agreement, and then later to find out they get the carpet pulled out from underneath them, and then the owner of the property turns around and sells it. And with property values having gone up what they have in the last 5 years or plus, it, it's very financially beneficial for them to do that. So maybe you've been talking with somebody about having the option to purchase a property. The big thing about this is that if there's not some agreement in writing that defines the terms of what it is that you've agreed to, oral agreements for real estate are generally unenforceable. So unless there's actually a written agreement that you have with your landlord or with the seller of the property, then you really don't have anything to fall back on if they decide that they want to turn around and sell it to somebody else. Now, you can usually get these forms done through a lawyer. Of course, you pay the lawyer up front to prepare the document, and the other option would be that you could work with a real estate broker, because there is a form in the largest MLS in Washington, Northwest MLS. There is a form that you can attach to your lease agreement that gives you the option based on the terms that you've agreed upon, and it's signed by both parties. Now, that does become enforceable, where you can turn around and say that the seller is held to these terms. And of course, the option falls mostly on the buyer, because there's an expiration date that's associated with that. So you have a certain amount of time period in which that you're supposed to give formal notice as a buyer to exercise your option to purchase the real property. So if you find yourself in that circumstance and you know you have a lease, and sometimes it'll just be like a little paragraph inside the lease itself, but unless it actually lists out the terms for what you have agreed upon, purchase price, timeline, all of these things, and there's actually supposed to be a purchase and sale agreement that's supposed to be attached to the option as a kind of an addendum to the agreement. So if all those things aren't in place, you may not be protected. So I would highly encourage anybody that is looking at those circumstances, or possibly already in those circumstances, to talk to a real estate broker. If you don't know somebody, please reach out to me, and I'd be happy to look over what you have going on so that we can find something that gives you a little bit more protection than just somebody's spoken word.